Yeah, squad's all good at the moment. So no new fresh injury worries other than Tom Cairney's still a little bit off, so he won't be involved. But other than that, really, we're all fit and ready to go. Yeah.
I know you spoke to me earlier this season about Tom having a few setbacks. Is he sort of better on schedule now, or are you expecting him to be? How far away is he?
Yeah, you know what? It's literally week by week and sometimes day by day. Really, it's an ongoing issue. It's a managing issue, or trying to manage the pain where we can and when we can't. Really, so it's proven to be a little bit of a tricky one at the moment. So we're literally. He's doing all he can. We've gone and seen some people as well and referred and got some specialist reports as well. So there's a new way we're going to go in the next couple of weeks or 10 days, and hopefully that this will help and certainly get him on the right track.
I think about the reverse fixture, 4-3. It's probably one of the games of the season as well. You've taken a lot in terms of experience-wise in the Championship, played against them in the Premier League now. What is it like actually going up against Leeds with that high intensity? Yeah,
look, it's tough. They're a very, very good side, unique side in the way they play, in terms of the way they're set up. So it's quite unique. You don't come across it a lot. Certainly in this division, we've not come across. We've experienced it a couple of times last year with Leeds and Cardiff have played similar ways. And then you're right, the intensity of which Leeds play at, and is always one which you need to match. So yeah, look, we've played against them now. We obviously was in the same league last year, and we played against them a few times this year. So we understand fully what Leeds bring, their energy, and the intensity of the game. So we're as always, Tete, we're looking forward to the game really. So it's a good game, big game, and yeah, we're raring to go in that sense.
I remember speaking to Antonee. He was talking about when you face up against Leeds, you know that you're sort of another level of running in terms of, because they're always going to want to be on the front foot, but that can sometimes play into our hands. Do you actually believe that, especially with how good you've been in counter-attacking situations this year?
Yeah, of course it can. Yeah, I mean, they commit a lot of bodies. I think you've seen that Leeds score a lot of goals. They've scored a lot of goals. I think they're right up there in the charts in terms of chances created, bodies in the box. They always commit a high volume of bodies, and their games are very expansive at times. So of course, while that can cause you stress and certainly can cause pressure on you, there is, on the flip side of that, there is an opportunity that at times you can get at them through transitions, through counter-attacks. So yeah, there is two elements to that. First and foremost, you need to be able to withstand the intensity and the numbers they create and how they go about in the attacking phase of the game. You need to be able to deal with that, and that means your structure's got to be good. You know, individually you've got to be very tuned in on that. And then, like you said, on the transition, there is an opportunity there at times that hopefully you can try and exploit, and try and be deadly as well, really.
Does it add extra pressure going into this game, knowing that two teams around you at this moment in time are going to be playing on the same weekend and after, of course, your fixture?
No pressure. No pressure, JD. The pressure comes from within, from us. And, I'm being very consistent in my message. It's an irrelevance what they're all doing. The main focus for us is Friday night against Leeds and to win the game. To put in a performance, what we've put in over the last months now to get us to this point needs to come again, and that needs to be our main focus. And like I said, the main focus is let's go and get 3 points on Friday night. Let's put in a performance to get 3 points, and if we do that, then it puts us in a good place. It keeps us on the front foot. It keeps us moving forward, and that's what we want to do.
Also, Scott, I have to ask you about some of the wider issues that's happening within football at this point in time. The chief executive, Billingham, has come out and said it's been a dark day in a beautiful game, following the reports around the safeguarding of children in the game. Apologies if there's any sort of echo, you can't hear anything I'm saying, but I just wanted to get your response and thoughts around the safety of children within football.
Well, yeah, I think it's the words that the FA chief executive uses is probably right bang on for exactly what it stands for. It is a dark day, and a detailed report I think first and foremost the sympathy and for the families and the victims that are involved in the report are out there, and I think that's clear from everyone. The report's shown up that I think there's been 13 recommendations for us, for all clubs, and while safeguarding has improved, of course it is, them recommendations I'm sure that every football club around the country will be taking on board, and this is why you have these investigations, and of course that doesn't turn back what happened to these victims and how they must feel, and it is a dark day like I've just said, but hopefully now that them recommendations are in place and we can look into that on the bigger picture of things and make sure that something which was so tragic won't happen again.
Just finally for me, you've given so much to the game because you've come through this English system, you've managed those academy systems as well, you understand the responsibility that comes with managing children all the way through to becoming young men in the game. Just give us how important it is from that perspective as to why we need these safeguards now.
Yeah, it's the most important thing. You're passing. I've got 4 sons of my own. I've got 4 sons that play football. One's at an academy. You're passing over your son to people at football clubs or wherever that is, schools, whatever that may be, that hold a position of trust and hold a position that you do the right thing. And of course, from my side, I was brought up in and around it. And of course, some experiences, what I hear was never there for me. But people in these positions and people at every football club need to understand their responsibilities. Of course, they do, and the well-being. You've got young boys that you're trying to mould, of course, in certain ways, and you have high responsibility in that. And I think that's what we all need to understand, and 90% do.
Thank you so much, Scott, and apologies for the slurring, mate. Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, JD. We can move over to Premier League. Hi, Emma.
Hi, Camillo. Hi, Scott.
Hi,
just going back firstly to the game against Leeds earlier in the season, it was a bit chaotic, I think, wasn't it, to say the least. How different do you think your side is now when you reflect? How much more stable are you going into this one?
Yeah, look, we're a different team, certainly a different animal this time. I think you can see that personnel, the way the team's grown as well, and the way that we've developed over that period. Of course, it's a different side to what we last played against Leeds, really. So, can we take things from that game and other games we've played? Of course, we can. But certainly, us as a team have definitely have moved on from where we were when we last played.
You touched on it a little bit already, but as far as the scheduling goes this weekend, it's a great opportunity, isn't it? I mean, you won't be thinking about Saturday night's fixtures, but it's a brilliant chance psychologically just to give yourselves a boost in this run-in. Yeah,
and the biggest boost, will be 3 points. That will be the biggest boost. And of course, I understand that we play before the other 2 teams who are in and around us play each other, but the biggest boost we'll have will be that we need to perform on Friday. You can't take your eye off that one minute, and we won't do that. So like I've said, the main focus is us perform, put in a performance, win the game, or at least attempt to win that game and try and get 3 points, and then we move on to the next. And whatever's to be Saturday, next week, the week after, is really irrelevant. What is irrelevant is us making sure that we do our job and we get a result.
Just finally from me, after the City game, you said yourself that a couple of the mistakes that led to goals were sloppy. Given that that's something, you've worked so hard on as a team to eradicate that from your game, has it left you with any concerns at all going into your next one?
No, not concerns. Look, I think it was very unlike us. They were silly errors that can happen in football, human, you have them days, and certainly that seemed to come against Man City. But look, we've come a long way, and while you look at that as a bit of a blip and a bit of a downturn in performance, really, and that's exactly how I see it. So do I Do I expect that to continue? No, because of what I've seen over the last course of 10, 12, 13 games, really. So, yeah, that's where that is.
All right. Thanks for your time, Scott.
Cheers, Emma. Thank you.
Thanks, Emma. Ian Abraham to talk sport.
Thanks, Carmelo. Thank you very much. Hi, Scott. How are you?
Yeah, good, Ian.
Is concentration the buzzword against Leeds? And when you play out from the back, which I assume you're still going to do, to make sure that concentration is 100% and maybe better decision-making?
Yeah. Look, playing out from the back wasn't the issue the other night. It was just mistakes. Tosin's made a mistake. That wasn't playing out from the back. It was a ball over the top, and he's got caught with it. There was a set play goal in there as well, really. And the other one, I don't know whether he's playing out from the back or just kicked it, and it's hit someone's backside and landed straight at Jesus' feet, really. So concentration, definitely. And you're right. Of course, it's a massive word and a massive something you need to do in this division, certainly in the Premier League, against a team like Leeds. Yes, for sure, but that probably counts for a lot of teams. So as always, we have a clear way about the way we want to play, and we play like that because I believe it's the best way for us to win football matches, for us to grow as a team, for the players to understand, and so that's not going to change. Decision making, when to play, when not to play, the moments of games, of course, is a constant message from me, and we need to understand that as well. But yeah, these are all part and parcel of it, really.
How much have you missed Tom this season? Because for me, last time you were in this division, he was the best player in this league by a long way. And how much have you missed Kevin McDonald and everything that's gone along with Kevin, and how is he?
I think regarding Tom, that the quality he has is there for everyone to see, and he'd be the first to be absolutely gutted that he's not been fit and been able to participate. Why? Because he's been in this division a couple of times now. Last time we was in it, and of course showed his quality, but was in a relegation team that got relegated, and then again this year has shown his quality early on, but has not been able, obviously, to get a consistent amount of games in the Premier League, which he's tried and fought all his career to get into. So that opportunity has not been able to come due to injury. The team have missed him, of course they have. Tom's got brilliant quality, certainly in unlocking a door, getting a tempo about you with the ball. So we've missed him in that sense. And of course Kev and his experience, what that's brought. Limited game time last year for Kev, and at his stage and probably where he was in his career, had to bring something very different to the team and the squad, and he did that. And like I said last time, we just wish him all the best now that he comes through this next part and the next challenge which he presents to him, which he will, and I will, no doubt, and then work out the plan moving forward.
Patrick Bamford expect to be called up into the England squad for the first time. First of all, you know what that's like, so you can maybe explain it. And secondly, is he one of the most lethal strikers that you have faced and will face in this division?
Well, he's right up there, yeah, definitely. Faced him last year. The amount of chances that Leeds create, like I said, he's always in that position. A tireless work rate. What he's asked to do out of possession at Leeds is phenomenal, really, and the work he puts in, like I said, is pretty credible. Added to that is his goal record and him scoring goals, which has been very, very good this year in the Premier League, really. So step up for him. I know he scored goals in around the Championship for sometimes for different clubs, but certainly now he's showing his quality in the big league and managing to put them away, really. So big challenge for us. We've played against him a few times. Big challenge for the defenders as well to try and keep him quiet.
Two more that are just a little bit off topic. First of all, we saw last week Mikel Arteta drop his captain because he was late, apparently allegedly late for a team meeting. in terms of discipline, are you a real disciplinarian with your players? And what's the weirdest excuse you've been presented with when a player's been late for a meeting?
I think it go as far as where you see the line, really. Everyone's line's different, isn't it? Modern day football player, modern day not even football player, modern day life and society is that you probably need to give a little bit, of course. But where someone's line is, where someone you feel is now taking an absolute liberty, is where, and that varies from one coach to other. I've had coaches that have draw that line over 1 minute being late to a meeting, or draw that line more and are a bit more lenient, and then that comes. So I think every manager sitting in the position, you have 30 men to control, and how you manage them at certain moments, all very different in their personalities, in their egos, in how they want to be addressed is very key. What is also key is that ultimately you're bringing up a team and you're trying to develop a team as well. So and there's always eyes on you from others. So, you know, while we all probably sit in this position and make mistakes along the way in certain moments and should have been more stricter and should have been less at certain times, they're decisions that we're constantly making. Like I said, some you get right, some you get wrong.
Ever had a really weird excuse presented to you that you just didn't believe what you've heard?
Yeah, I've had a few of them. I'll keep them to myself though, Moose. I've had a few of them.
Oh, what a shame. Finally, I noticed last couple of times I've been at Craven Cottage, this is a real sort of geeky thing, if you want, that Fulham are one of the few clubs in the Premier League that are still doing football programmes, which I think are the traditional heart of going to a game. I wondered if you agreed with me about how important it is when we come back that, you know, things have gone digital.
Yeah, you're not wrong, mate. 1,000,000%, mate. 1,000,000%. I'm fully on your page there. There's certain things that are just, yeah, you should never ever. However quick the world's moving, however fast it's moving, gadget, no gadget, whatever it is, there's certain things that should always last the test of time, should always be there in a football program. For me, I'm exactly the same as you. Should be one of them things, really. So. Yeah, so hopefully that will be the case.